Hi, this is the Taurus star sign, December 2017, through me, Peter the clairvoyant. And I can feel with you Taurians now, I feel so through the month of December, it's almost like you can start doing a bit of soul searching. It's like I feel as though you're looking at where you've been through the past, but not just this year. I mean, going back quite a bit through the past. You're looking at where you've been, what you've been doing, and where you're going generally. And I also feel as though you Taurians as well, you're going to be focusing on the money. And not just because it's Christmas neither. I just feel as though you're reevaluating where you're at with your finances generally. And I feel as though this is a good thing for you Taurians, because sometimes you do like to spend the money and you do like the nice things around you. And I don't knock you for it. But is it in balance? Are you overdoing things a little bit? So I feel as though now I've got to start watching the money now, looking after what I've got, and certainly being a lot more wiser with it than what I have been over the past few years. It's like I feel as though I'm starting to get a bit older and I'm feeling a bit more mature about where I'm looking at things, and I just want to make sure money's right, and I certainly don't want to be getting stressed out with money. So I feel as though this is going to get quite interesting for you now. And I just feel as though you can start becoming more responsible. And I feel as though people will notice this difference in you. It's almost like a light bulb has just clicked on with you. And I feel as though it's going to be very, very intriguing. It's almost like you're changing as a person. You're starting to look at things differently, more logical, more analytical. And I don't feel it's a bad thing. It's just, like I say, it's like somebody switched a light bulb on around you. And I just feel as though you've got to start trusting. It's almost like you're becoming very, very, very intuitive. But it's not just to do with money. It's other things as well you can start analysing. And I feel as though those of you with children, I just feel as though you're going to start to sort of try and get children a bit more organised. And sometimes that's easier said than done. Children have got their own personalities, they'll do what they want and how they want. But you can sort of try and sort of get them to think along your lines a little bit. Well, if we did this and we did this, we could get here, we could get there. But if you don't help me, it's like we're not going to get there. So it's like you're playing little mind games with them a little bit, but I feel it's going to pay off big time. So I just feel that this could be quite intriguing. It's almost like you're going to start showing them the way, well, if we do this and we do that, we could get to this, we could get to that. But if you don't help and you don't support me, then you're fighting against me. And then it's like I can't do the things we set out to do because you're hindering me. But you're going to do it in a very motherly way. And I just get the feeling it'll be a bit of a slow start, but you will get the best out of children, and I feel as though it should work for you quite well. And I just feel as though it should be quite intriguing. But I just feel as though you'll find the younger ones more adaptive than the older ones, because the older ones are set in their ways, but they will start to see what you're trying to do, and I feel like they will try and help you, because I can see they're looking at you and they're thinking, God, Mum's a bit wound up, she's trying to do this and trying to do that. And I just get the feeling they will be trying a bit more support. Don't get me wrong, they're not going to be perfect, but they will try and be supportive. So this is going to be quite intriguing. You might not implement this till next year, but at the end of the day, it's coming in. There's reorganisation within the home and children and family. And I just feel that this could be a great new thing that you're going to bring in, quite sort of intriguing. I wish I could be a fly in the wall to watch this with you Taurians. I feel so it's going to test your patience a little bit, but I do feel, in the long run it's going to be for the better of you. So just wait and see. Okay, what you've got to start doing now is setting your mind. Sometimes mind's working overtime. It's like you've got a battle going on in your head. Stuff's going round and round and round and round. And it's okay, it's part of who you are. But I just feel so if you can just settle your thoughts, just calm down, take a step back and a deep breath, I feel so you won't get so wound up with things, and you'll be able to think more clearly about what you're doing and where you're going. You've got to watch this month. It's a month where partners could just wind you up a little bit. And I just feel so it's going to be a bit of a tense month, because it's almost like I feel so you've been trying to make plans with partners, and you've tried to sort of been looking very positive at the future. But then all of a sudden, December, it's like you kind of analyse things and you think, well, why have I been bothering? It's going to be, when it comes to relationships with you for December, it's going to be a bit of a deep month, a very contemplating month. You're still going to enjoy Christmas, but it's going to be a very deep, contemplating month. It's almost like it feels like you can start to reevaluate things. And I feel as though whatever you've decided to sort of do in November and December, it's almost like it feels as though it's out the window. And come January, I feel as though you could have a completely different outlook the way you've been thinking over the last 2 or 3 months. It's almost like you'll be thinking, why was I going to do that? Why was I going to do this? Why was I thinking like that? And what it is, it's just you've been trying to put things right. You've been trying to do your best. And sometimes you realise that your best just isn't good enough. Or, I don't mean like you're not doing things right, but to them, it's like, you know, you could be buddy's superwoman and it's just in one ear and out the other, or it's not really taken notice of. So I feel like you can start calming these thoughts and ideas down a little bit, and you can start to deciding whether I'm just going to just be me and just accept things where I am, or is it to say, do you know what, I'm going to make a clean break and move on. Now, I'm not saying this is going to apply to all of you. Some of you Taurians will just stick it out and just sort of, you know, a bit like that. And then for others, it's like you're going to want a clean break. Now, I'm not saying you can be able to bring that clean break straight away. Clean breaks take planning. But I just feel so, you know, some of you will be there. And I'm just being drawn to some of you Taurians as well. You could be very patient with certain people, and I just feel as though there's somebody around you where it just feels like you've been very, very patient, and it's like your patience is running out. So it just feels like you just got to watch that a little bit. But this is where all the changes start to kick in. It's either you can sort of, just what, I can't be bothered no more, I'll just get on with it, that's it. Make the best of a bad situation, so to speak. And, you know, then if I'm not stressing out about it, I'll probably be better, calmer, feeling better with it all. Or, like I say, you can make a big change. So you'll have to see what your thoughts and feelings are with that. But to a point, you're in control. But you're definitely going to look at relationships differently. Okay. Work and career. More potential. More potential. More potential. I just get the feeling as if to say, you know, you could be doing more and achieving more here. And it just feels like it's there for you. But although some of you can be a bit stubborn, a bit set in your ways, it's almost like you've been lacking a bit of self-confidence. And it just feels like there's an air of change around you now with your attitude. It's almost like as if to say, right, well, I'm wasting my time on this part of my life. Maybe it's time to put my energy into this, and I could really reap the rewards, and this could really lift me up. So I feel as though that's the kind of feeling I'm kind of getting here. You're going to start to look at things very, very differently. And I just feel as though it's good, really, really good. And I just feel as though I kind of really like it. Do you know what? And I've just suddenly decided that I'm just putting these tarot cards away because I aren't even looking at them. Because I'm just reading, you know, and working with clairvoyance. I've just suddenly just decided that. Am I a Taurian and ready for change? So this is what I feel. It's like I just feel as though it's time for change. So I can feel now you can start putting your energy into things now and really making things happen. And I just feel as though it's good. So start setting your goals a bit higher. Start pushing things forward. And I feel as though this is where I feel as though you can to start to really reap the benefits of all this. So I feel as though it's great. But don't be frightened to think out the box. Don't be frightened to do something completely different. Because I just feel as though this could really work for you. So I feel as though it's absolutely all there for you now in a really big, positive way. And this is what it's all about. So start believing in yourself, you Taurians, because you're quite capable of doing it. It's just for too long you've been fussing over everybody else. Now you've got to start coming to the forefront a little bit now and thinking about you for a change. Okay. When it comes to family, I just feel you can sort of try and make more time with family, and this is out of family, so maybe mother, father, brothers, sisters. It's almost like it just feels that you've been too focused on yourself, and you've been busy and you've been preoccupied, which is fine. Don't knock yourself for that. But I do feel like with family, you can just sort of try and reconnect with family a little bit more. Or there's somebody you haven't been sort of gelling to, and it's like you've sort of stepped back a little bit. But it's not really a step back, it's just you've been preoccupied on other things, you haven't had the time. But I feel so you're going to start to change that a little bit now and try and reconnect with certain members of family where you feel so you've grown apart a little bit. And you're going to try and sort of make that bond come back together. So I just feel so that's good. So do get on with that. I feel so you won't have any regrets with that, so to speak. With your health a little bit, I feel so I've got you sort of trying to sort of fit some of you Taurians think about sort of dieting a little bit. And I feel so that's absolutely fine, but don't sort of bring the word diet in because it just ain't going to work for you. So I feel so what the best way for you to focus on it is to say not so much dieting, but you're going to eat more healthier and more positively. And I feel so you're going to sort of change the way you eat and the way you look at food. And I feel so that's going to be a really good thing. But don't not treat yourself at times because you do like your treats. So you've got to get the balance right with it. And I feel so that will really work wonders for you. And it might take a bit of time to get from A to B, but you will get there with it. And I feel so it's not so much about losing weight, it's about your energy just lifting up. It's like it's almost like something clicks up here. It's like a light bulb's been turned on, and it's because your receptors are becoming more alert because you've tweaked your diet and you've got rid of some crap in your health. And I feel so that's really good. Okay. I'm just being drawn to Taurians with your cars a little bit. Right, I'm being drawn to breathing with the car. So I feel so watch your air filters, especially new modern cars. I feel so need to change the air filters more often. As otherwise, I just get the feeling, your car could be a bit like that. Like it's not going the way it should do. And I feel so it's just because your car's not breathing and getting a bit clogged up in some kind of way. So I just feel as though you need to make sure that you're changing your air filter more than what you think you would do, especially if you're doing a lot of miles. Not so much if you're just potting about here and there, but even though potting about here and there and your car stands still, dust can come into the engine and it could be sucking that through as well as soon as it kicks up. So, I would still say change it a bit more than what you think you should do. But other than that, you should be okay. Finances, they're not bad, but they're not good. I feel so if you can focus on your career, you can definitely be earning more, but then try not to spend more, try and save. And I just feel as though try and sort bills, but don't focus on them all at once. Just sort of look at one, and I would sort of go with the cheapest, because I feel so once you've got or not the smallest. I'll probably be wrong saying this, but I just feel so with your Taurians, you like to see like you're getting through things. So I feel so if you can get through a couple of them pretty quick, it gets you motivated. So I feel so with your Taurians, focus on your smaller debts. Because it's like, oh God, I've got that one, I feel great, I've done it. And then you're offering your next one, oh, I've got that one out of the way and I'm feeling great. But if you go with the bigger ones, oh gosh, it's taking forever. And it's like you're like that. So I know I'm probably going against the grain of what debtors would be saying, debt advisors, because the bigger the debts, the more debts, But sometimes it isn't always about saving money in an instance. It's sometimes getting your mentality right. So, yeah, think about that one. And I'm sure that will make sense to you. Because you like to feel something's working, you're feeling motivated. So I just feel as though work with your smaller ones. I'm not saying don't pay a bit more into the bigger ones if you can, but do sort of put most of your energy to your small ones because it will lift you up in a very positive way. Okay. Health-wise, health-wise. I'm being drawn to your eyes. I feel like you need to have an eye test. And I just feel as though, and just look after your eyes a little bit. And see what sort of positive foodstuffs that you can bring into your diet to complement your eyesight. So, sort of, what's good for your eyes and anything like that. So certain vitamins that could be perhaps good for them. So bring that in. But other than that, you should be all right. So just try and focus on that a little bit. Have I got anything else to say to you? Don't feel as though I have. So just keep doing what you're doing. Focus on the things that I've said. Try and implement them bit by bit, and then I feel as though you should be absolutely fine. So this is Peter the Clairvoyant. I hope all that's made sense to you, and I wish you a very happy Christmas. And soon we'll start talking about the new year for you. So yeah, that should be quite good. So if you want a private reading with me, please do connect with me through Facebook, Peter the Clairvoyant, or through my website, petertheclairvoyant.co.uk. Thank you very much.